looking over at it, just to make sure, like if you can't hear me or if you're having any troubleshooting, just drop it on there. Oh, I just got some love from Morphit Veil. Cool. Thanks, Andrea. Cheers. So the class today. So for you guys, I've put together, you know, our essential Hatha class, but I've incorporated some tools into this class that can help if you're feeling anxiety, overwhelmed, a bit out of control. I'm not going to bring up those words again, I've decided, so just putting it out there. But we're just going to work with landing in the present moment and really gaining perspective of ourselves and what's going on around us. So I'll let you know as these tools come into play, and what I'm hoping from this class is that you can kind of like pick and choose different tools throughout your day. So if you are feeling any of like those set emotions, that you can kind of re-employ these tools and bring them back, incorporate them into your life to give yourself a greater capacity. Okay, so to begin, please, if you have a block, wonderful. If you don't worry about it. You can grab a pillow, or you can grab, I don't know, a can of soup, or it's not essential today, but it's just a nice prop to have for every practice. And then also, very important, because we're going to use this right now, is grab yourself a blanket. Rolled up towel will work as well. And yeah, and we'll get started. So grab a hold of your blanket and fold it into this shape here. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. Yeah, it's folded into that shape, so it's fairly thick. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it to the side, and I'm going to roll it into a tight little burrito. So you can see that there. Cool. All right, now place the burrito on the upper 2/3 of your mat. And you're gonna come to sit in front of it, and then just gently lower yourself back so that this roll is just below your shoulder blades, and that your shoulders are actually above it, and that they can rest down to the floor. If your shoulders really aren't touching the floor, there's two things you can do. So you can lift yourself up, unroll the roll a bit, or just kind of shimmy yourself up a little bit. There we go. Now my shoulders can kind of rest easily there. Once you have that, take your feet out to the sides. Let your feet ball out wide, and then open both arms nice and wide out to the sides. Such a great pose. So taking some really full breaths here, breathing into your belly and out through your nose. Nice big breath in. And full breath out. And then here in this pose, what I want you to do is take inventory of what's happening in your body right now. So start with your toes. Just look if you're feeling any tightness at all as you scan up your legs. If you're feeling any kind of an emotional storage, scan up into your hips, your belly, your chest, your shoulders, out through your arms, your neck, your face, the top of your head. And then here, become really aware of how you're feeling as a whole. Sometimes I like to think of it as you can rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you feel amazing, 1 being quite low. And then just so you can kind of take stock of where you are right now. And then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to hone into the most prevalent sensation. So whether it be maybe you have an achy shoulder, some sore forearms from your work, or maybe it's your chest is feeling a little bit tight. Maybe things are feeling, have been a little bit intense for you, and you're feeling a tightness there. So it could be anything. So just pick one thing, even if you've got lots going on, and I want you just to send all of your focus into that place. And then just begin to deepen your breath. Send your breath into that space. And don't worry about why you are feeling that way in that place. Just simply bring that emotion, bring that sensation to the surface so that your mind is fully wrapped around what is going on there. And continue to send your breath into that area. And good morning for those of you who are just joining. Come to lay on your back to join in with us. And then now I'd like you to attach maybe a color, maybe an image to that sensation that you're feeling. And then take another full breath in. And then as you exhale, just breathing away your focus on that area. Take another full breath in. Just shining light on that area with your breath. And then as you exhale, just let those really strong sensations wash away from you. So this is our Yogi tool number 1. So just simply shining the light of awareness on an area or sensation, an emotion that is prevalent. It can be as simple as just using your awareness to encourage transformation. All right, let's begin to get moving. Take a full breath into your belly. Exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. Place the soles of your feet to the mat. Lean over to one side. And then remove your rolled up towel, your rolled up blanket, and then come back to lay on your back. Amazing. Slide your blanket off to the side so that it's out of the way. And then roll back onto your side again. Knees are bent, one is stacked on top of the other. Or let's say everyone come onto your right side, so we're all together here. On your right side, reach your right arm out long, stack your left arm on top of your right. Rest your ear down to the mat. If the mat feels far away, slide in your blanket, rest your ear to that. On an inhale, lift your left arm all the way up towards the ceiling, turning your chest open, and then reach your left arm all the way back if you have space so that the back of the hand comes flush to the floor. On an exhale, bring the hands back together and touching. And then I invite you to close your eyes here. Inhale to open. Turning your chest open, just bringing some mobility into your upper, your thoracic spine. And then exhale to close it off. Where the breath begins, allow the movement to follow. So inhale to start, and then the arm reaches all the way up. Top of the inhale, hands flush down to the floor. And then as you exhale, bringing your hands back together and touching once again. Amazing. Roll onto the other side. So all you need to do is roll yourself over. And then reach your left arm out. So your left arm is long in line with your shoulder, and your left ear rests down to the mat. Right hand stacks on top. On an inhale, peel your right arm open, reach it all the way up, open up, turn your chest, and even allow your belly to turn up to the ceiling as you open here. And then as you exhale, close it off. Inhale, lead with the breath. And exhale. Palms to come together and touching. Inhale, reopen. And then exhale, release. One palm stacks on top of the other. Roll back onto your backs. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And here you can rock and roll yourself back and forth a few times to come all the way up to seated, or you can just use your hands and press yourself all the way up, whatever makes the most sense in your body today. All right. So once you're all the way up to seated, we're going to take some Shakti rolls. Sukhasana. Ankles just underneath your shins, hands rest on top of your knees. Inhale, bring your right shoulder over towards your left knee. And then you're going to lean back, straighten your arms, really round your spine. And then you're going to take your left shoulder to your right knee. Bring your heart all the way forward. Your elbows are really bent, looking forward. And then as you exhale, drop your head, take your gaze down towards your navel, rolling all the way back around. Inhale, heart comes forward. And then exhale, round your spine. So really allow your shoulders to get involved. Don't worry about how this looks at all. Just do what feels good for you. So the movement can be as big or as small as you like. Next time you come back through center, switch. So take it to the other side. Left shoulder, right knee. Back it up, round your spine. Take it the other way. Use a full breath cycle to take you all the way around. So inhale to come back, rounding your spine, and then exhale, take it back through the middle. One more. Inhaling. And exhaling. Next time you come back through center, sit up nice and tall. From here, either stay seated here if this is really comfortable for you, or you can come into Virasana, sitting your hips on your heels. Take both arms by your sides. And this is going to be our second tool that you can use to realign yourself during the day, and it's simply slowing down the breath, some resonance breathing. On an inhale, reaching up for 4, 3, 2, 1, palms touch. And then as you exhale, release your arms back down to your sides for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reaching up, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe gazing up, and then exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Feel the sides of your waistline fill up with your breath. And then exhale this time for 6, so we're going a little bit slower. 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Breathe all the way down into your hips, all the way down into your pelvis. Palms touch. And then exhaling for 6. Let that breath go. Even drawing your lower belly in slightly. 3, 2, 1. Inhale again for 4. And then exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So simple. Inhale, reaching up. 4. Feel free to close your eyes absolutely here. And then exhale for 6. Take 3 more just like this. I know you guys are probably really revving to really bring some more movement into this practice, which we are absolutely going to do. I just want to start with some really grounding exercises so that as we move forward, we're coming from a really stable, a place of extreme presence. I promise there will be time for you to move and to work. After your last exhale, arms by your sides. Place both hands down to the mat. Come into downward facing dog. There's that bit of effort. All right, in your downward facing dog, Take your feet so that they're hip width apart, and even actually step them out a little bit wider. So your feet are wider than your hips, maybe even as wide as your mat. 2 bent knees to your legs. Press your hip creases up and back by pressing into your hands more and lifting out of your shoulders. Drop your head down. Ears in line with your shoulders. And then here, bend one knee, sway your hips to that side. Hips come back through center, bend the other knee. And then just bend one knee, bend the other, bringing some space, bringing some length into your side body. And you can invite your head to move. And with this gentle sway, just getting your hamstrings warmed up, your lower back long, and your head relaxed. Now here, step both feet so that they are hip width apart once again. We're going to take a couple breaths in a very still, very stable downward facing dog. 2 bent knees, hips lift, and then just gently, gradually allow your heels to descend down towards the floor. Another full breath in here. Exhale completely. Lower your knees down to the mat, take your knees wide, big toes touching, hips rest to your heels, and you can walk your arms forward. Child's pose. So at any point throughout the practice, if your arms are tired, you're feeling things are getting a bit intense, or you just want to back down to something that's a little bit lower energy, come into child's pose. So that is always available to you, and you can take it at any point. Take another full breath in here. Exhale completely. Rise back up into your downward facing dog. Look to your hands. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Yes. Feet are hip width apart. That's it. Slide your hands up your shins. Press into your shins. Lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, little bend to your knees, bow and fold forward. Fingertips can reach down towards the floor if that's available, and bend your knees as much as you need. Bring your both hands to your hips, roll your shoulders back, come up all the way to stand. Take both arms by your sides. On an inhale, sweep both arms up, palms touch, strong legs. Exhale, dive and fold forward. Halfway lift, hands to your shins, thighs back. Bow in and fold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reverse dive, come all the way back up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms touch. And then exhale your hands to your heart. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, both arms sweep up. Exhale, dive and fold forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Halfway lift, inhale, heart pulls forward. Exhale, slow bow in. 3, 2, 1. Drop your head. Inhale, reverse dive, come all the way back up. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale, release your hands back down through your heart center. One more. Simple vinyasa, just like that. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Lengthen the back of your neck. Exhale, bow and fold forward. Take a little bend to your knees as you fold, showing your hamstrings a bit of compassion this morning. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bow and fold. Reverse dive, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Let's take it back down into a downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, dive and fold forward. Lead with your breath. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, walk yourself back into a downward facing dog. There we go. Inhale, ripple yourself forward to a high plank, top of a push-up. And then exhale, take it right back, downward facing dog. Feet together at the back of your mat. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Now, lower your back knee down to the mat. If your knees are a bit tender, you can grab a hold of your blanket and then slide it just underneath your back knee. Amazing. Fingertips down to the floor, gaze forward. Either stay here or bring both hands to your hips. With both hands on your hips, Draw your shoulder blades in towards each other so that you feel yourself broadening across your chest. Take a little lift to your chin, and then you can wiggle your jaw from side to side, letting go of some tension there. Full breath in. And then as you exhale, release your left hand down to the floor in line with your left heel. Reach your right arm up to the sky for a twist. Take a full breath in here. Hug both hips in towards the center, in towards each other, strongly. And then as you exhale, reach your right hand back down to the floor. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Option to bring them to your hips or bring them to the floor, the front knee as well. Full breath in here, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. And then exhale, hands back down to the floor. Lift your back knee up and take it right into downward facing dog. All right, feet together. Inhale, lift your left leg up, straight and strong. Doesn't have to go super high. Step your left foot forward to your left thumb. And you can even use your hand to give your foot a little boost if you're not getting there in the first step. And then with both fingertips down to the earth, gaze forward, heart moves forward. Either stay here or both hands to your hips. With both hands on your hips, move your shoulder blades, your elbow tips in towards each other. Feel that broadening across your chest. Lift your heart up with your inhale. Allow your hips to descend on your exhale. Right hand down in line with your right heel. Left arm reaches up to the sky for a twist. Maybe taking your gaze up towards your thumb, but absolutely not necessary. You can keep your gaze down if that feels more appropriate for your neck. Exhale, release your hand down. Hips sink, both arms reach up. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Palms shine in towards each other. Lower belly draws in and up. Take a full breath in here. Exhale, let's take one more breath cycle. Inhale fully. And then exhale, plant both hands down to the floor. Step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a high plank. Top of a push-up. Lower your knees. This is a gentle class. Hug your elbows in, lower all the way down to your belly. Once you're there, untuck your toes. Come up onto your fingertips, and then walk your hands so that they're about a foot in front of you and as wide as your mat, if not a little bit wider. Funky Cobra. Press into your fingertips. Inhale, lift your chest up. As you do that, press the tops of your toenails down. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels so much that your lower belly actually draws in a little bit. Exhale, lower. Two more like that. Inhale to lift, lifting up. And then exhale, open, or lower. Inhale, lifting up. Toenails click down to the earth strongly. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Hands below your shoulders. Press yourself into a child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touching. Full breath in here. Just luxuriate in the ease of Balasana, child's pose. And then rise back up into downward facing dog. If you've used a blanket, sliding it out of the way now. All right. Walk your feet, walk your hands back to your feet. All right. Take your feet so that they're hip width apart. And then bend your knees so much like you're sinking down into a squat with both knees pointed forward, nice and low. And then inhale, sweep both arms up alongside your ears. Utkatasana, chair pose. Shine your palms in towards each other. And then take the weight so much into your heels that your toes become a little bit lighter. And then replace your toes if you've lifted them and just keep them nice and light on your mat. Either keep your arms up alongside your ears or sweep your arms behind you. Interlace your fingers. Draw your elbows back. Shoulder blades hug in towards each other, and then begin to extend your arms long. For a chest opener, a pec opener. Take a full breath in here. Sit a little bit lower. Inhale completely. And then exhale, everybody release your hands, bow and fold forward. Fingertips come down to the floor, and then bend your knees. You can bend one at a time, kind of shake that tension out. Awesome. Bend your knees, sweep both arms up alongside your ears. Chair pose. Again. In this chair pose, turn your right palm forward. Grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and then just take a little crescent over to the left. Using the left hand as leverage to really pull on that right arm and find a little bit more length. Inhale, rise back up. Switch, right hand, left wrist, swaying over to the right. Weight still in your heels, little lift to your chin. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, bow and fold. Let it go. Amazing. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, bow and fold. Place your hands to the mat. Step yourself back into a high plank. Knees to the floor. Hug your elbows in. Come all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Funky cobra. Again. Fingertips wide as your mat and far away from you. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, lower. This time, keep your hands where they are. Inhale, lift up. Tops of the feet press down. Look over your right shoulder. Look, try and see your right heel. Yeah, see it? All right, come back through center. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift back up. Look over your left shoulder. Try and see your left heel. There it is. Gaze back through center. Exhale, lower down. Hands below your shoulders. Come into a brief child's pose. And then lift yourself back up into downward facing dog. All right. Look to your hands. Step your right foot between your hands. And you might need to step it halfway up and then use your right hands to kind of boost your foot forward. And then drop your back heel down, warrior two. Sweep both arms up when you're ready. If you know the pose, as I go, if I call the pose and you know it, just jump straight into it. Check in and see that you have a heel to arch alignment with your feet. So if you're not sure what that means, it's as if there was a tightrope, a line drawn down the middle of your mat, both feet. The front foot would be standing on it and the back foot would be coming right through the center there. Reaching both arms strongly in either direction. All right. Sit a little bit deeper. Keep the bend to your front knee. Turn your right palm up. Reach your right palm up and back, and then trail your left hand down the back of your left leg for exalted warrior. Take a full breath in here. You can either keep your gaze straight ahead or look up to the inside of that right bicep. Full breath in. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Pivot the right foot in. Pivot the left toes out. Bend into your left knee. Warrior two on the other side. Nice and easy. Stretch both arms strongly in either direction. And now ground down more through the heel of your front foot. Ground down more through the outer edge of your back foot, feeling really stable, strong in your legs. Turn it up, exalted warrior. Right hand down the back of your right leg, left arm reaches up and back. Take a full breath in here, breathing even more space in between your the intercostal muscles in your rib cage here. Inhale, and then exhale, come back to your warrior two. Nice. Straighten your left leg, pivot your left toes in, and your right toes back out again. So we're on the first side. Place both hands down to frame your front foot, bend into your front knee. And then step your back foot in a little bit closer, and then turn your back toes, your left toes, on a 45-degree angle. Now this is where your blocks come in handy. So if the floor is really far away, you can use a block in front of your foot or one to either side to kind of lift yourself up. If you don't have one, bend your front knee more. Now, press into your right heel, draw your right hip back. As you do that, move your left hip forward slightly, Parsvottanasana. Drop your head down, and then just gaze towards your right knee. As you gaze towards that right knee, keep encouraging the right thigh back, left thigh forward, and that left back thigh is strong. So you even feel, if you're wearing tight pants, you'll begin to see your thigh engage and tone there. Take a full breath in, and then full breath out. We're going to come into triangle a little bit differently today. Bring both hands to the inside of your front right foot. Yeah, amazing. And then as you do that, let your hips fall back. They want to go to the right, let them move to the right. Yes. And then with your hips falling back, press into the ball of your right foot and see if you can straighten it a little bit more. Definitely not overdoing it, but just enough so you feel like things are getting a little bit juicy there. All right. And then once you have that, take your right hand to the outside of your right foot. Keep your legs strong. Left hand to your left hip. With your left hand on your left hip, use your left hand, draw your left hip back even more. That's it. Turn your chest open so your left shoulder stacks on top of the right. And then add the reach of your top arm. As you've reached your top arm, just notice if your left hip wants to move forward and then keep drawing it back. Either gaze straight ahead, or actually everybody gaze straight ahead. With the strength in your legs supporting you, simply lean your upper body back. If you have a block in your right hand, or if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can walk the block or your hand away from your right foot, more towards the right side of your mat. And really lean back into that support. Take a full breath into your belly. And then exhale, bring it back through center. Left arm stacks on top of right. Gaze down to the floor. Left hand down to the floor. Changing sides, step your left foot forward, right foot back. Parsvottanasana on the other side. Hands down to the floor or your block. Take a little bend to your left knee to start and press into your left heel to straighten that left leg. Right hip moves forward and down. All right, left toes light on the mat. Drop your head, gaze towards your left knee. Take 3 full breaths here. The end of your third exhale, take your left hand to the inside of your foot. Walk both hands over to the right even more. Yeah, with that, you might even like to take a longer stance here, so you might want to step your back foot back a little bit further. That's an option for you. All right, with your hands down to the floor, re-straighten your left leg. That's it. Draw your right thigh bone back. Yep. And then lean your hips back. So you'll feel a stretch along the sides of your body, just simply staying here. Bring your left hand to the outside of your left hip. Don't change your legs. Right hand onto your right waistline. Turn your torso open so it's facing the right side of the room, stacking one shoulder on top of the other. Shoulder blades hug in towards each other. Top arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Full breath into your belly here. Full breath out. Either staying here, if you like the option to lean back, then simply lean your upper body back. As you do that, allow your right hip to keep moving back as well. Another full breath in here. Gaze down to the floor. Right hand plants down to the floor. Bend into your left knee. And then step your right foot forward. Take your feet wide so that they're as wide as your mat for Malasana. And then here you can sit your hips down onto a cushion or a block if you have one. Bend your knees, squat down. Okay. Bring your hands to prayer if that's available to you. And then press your hands evenly in towards each other to gently open your knees. As you do that, feel your spine lengthen, crown of the head lifts up as the tip of your tailbone really descends down and your outer hips release and soften here. Feel free to close your eyes for the next few breaths. So our practice, we still have a bit to do, but we're just going to move the energy closer to the earth now. So using this Malasana as the transition. Opening your eyes if you've closed them, fingertips down to the floor. Lift your hips up enough to slide, if you were sitting on something, slide it out of the way. And then come all the way down to seated. All right, we're gonna take a little boat pose. Taking both hands behind you, fingertips pointed forward. Yeah. Elbows hug in towards each other, chest lifts up. So really simple. So this is option one. Lift your right leg, lift your left leg. Amazing. Feel your lower belly begin to engage. A little bit of shaking. You might feel that move down into your thighs at this point. Totally normal. Now, option two, you can add the reach of your right arm, palm face up. Add the reach of your left arm, palm face up. Wherever you are, continue to lift your chest, lift your chin, spread your toes nice and wide. And now either staying here for the last couple breaths where you can begin to straighten both legs. Take a full breath in. Long breath out. Full breath in. And full breath out. All right. And then lower both feet down to the floor. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Drop your head down. Sides of the neck are long. Find your breath here. Now, I just see some people have commented that there's no sound. Can you guys hear me okay that are practicing with me? Can you just give me a thumbs up if you're hearing? Everything all right? Or if you're not, a thumbs down. There's a little bit of a delay. All right. I'm going to keep teaching, but I'm going to wait for those thumbs. Roll onto your belly. From your belly, make a pillow with your hands, and then rest your forehead to that pillow. Yeah. Take a full breath into your belly. Feel the sides of your waistline get longer, and your lower back really fill up with your breath. Inhale, lift up onto your elbows. Yeah. Take your left arm on a 45-degree angle across your mat, Ardha Bakasana. Thigh stretch, bend your right knee in, reach back with your right hand, catch a hold of the top of the foot. Once you have a hold of the top of the foot, spread those toes wide, and then just gently draw your right heel towards your right outer hip. Now, as you do this, press into your left arm, strongly lifting your chest up. Take a full breath in here. Full breath out. If you have a little bit more mobility, you can take your hand to the inside of that foot. And even more mobility again, you can begin to turn your right elbow up towards the ceiling. Take a full breath in here, last breath. And then exhale, release, slowly lower down, release the arm, release the leg, rest your head on the pillow of your hands. Inhale, lift back up. So your right arm's on that 45-degree angle. Look over your left shoulder, bend your left knee in, reach back, catch a hold of the foot from the outside. This is stage one, option one. Now, gently pull the left heel towards your hip. And then as you do that, lengthen your tailbone towards your extended knee. Yes. Hopefully it just got a little bit deeper for you. Completely fine to stay here. If you like, hand to the inside of that foot. And then if you would like to go a little bit further, you can flip the elbow up towards the ceiling and gazing straight ahead. Big breath in. Continue to lengthen your tailbone towards your extended left knee, and then exhale, release the top of the foot, release the hand, come all the way back down, resting your forehead down to your hands. All right, take both arms out so your hands are shoulder width apart, forehead down to the mat. On an inhale, lift your right leg, lift your left leg, hover your head a couple inches up, and take your gaze slightly forward. All right, exhale, release. Rest your forehead down, rest your arm and your leg down. Inhale, other side. Left leg, right arm. Exhale, release. Change, first side again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Right leg, left. Left leg, right arm. Exhale, release. Third time, both legs lift. Both arms lift. Gaze lifts and maybe even looks forward. Spread your toes wide, spread your fingers wide. Reach as far away from you as you can in both directions. And then with that, lift everything a little bit higher. Take a big breath in here for 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, release all the way down. Make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead down to that pillow. And then use your breath to breathe into your lower back. All right, amazing. Thank you for responding, you guys. I'm really glad that you can hear me okay. Cool. Must be a user error. Roll onto your back for the first time. I've been so struggling with all this technology converting to online classes that usually, I've had a lot to figure out. From your back, bring your feet so your feet are hip width apart, and then take both arms alongside you. Feel for your heels, and then just walk your feet away from you so your heels are just out of reach. Just out of reach. Press into the soles of your feet and gently peel your hips up away from the earth. Yeah, so just a little lift there. And then with that lift, draw your shoulder blades more underneath you, so you might want to wiggle from side to side. Gaze is straight up towards the ceiling. Now, press into your feet to move your heart more towards your face. Amazing. And then with that, lift your chin slightly. So your chin is lifting just gently away from your chest, and there's still that nice curve through the cervical spine, the back of your neck. Enough space to maybe even slide your hand under if you needed to. All right, and then now lift your hips up even higher, and then from your knees to your heels, press down into the floor. You'll really begin to feel your thighs turn on and engage here. If you like, hands can stay alongside you, or you can interlace your hands underneath you. Take a full breath in here. Exhale, let your bum soften just slightly. So you're using it, but you're not overusing it here. Take a big breath in. Exhale completely. Maneuvering, releasing your hands, maneuvering your shoulders out of the way, and then slowly lowering yourself all the way back down to the floor. Take a full breath in here. Full breath out. Cross your right ankle over top of your left knee. Amazing. Thread the needle. Reach your right hand between your legs, left arm around the outside, and lean your upper body back. Flex the toes on your right foot, and then just gently move your right knee away from you. Maybe you can even use that right elbow as encouragement. Let your left toes relax. Take a big breath in. Long breath out. So our hips are, we're going to do a few hip poses as our hips are an area that stores so much of our tension. A lot of our emotions get swept up into our hips. So I think it's a really important part of your toolbox of poses that you can do in your own time. This is a great one, just to help kind of release tension, bring things to the surface, and even as simple as bringing some mobility to your lower back and your pelvis, especially if you have been sitting on the computer working from home. And then exhale, release. Place the sole of the left foot all the way down to the floor. Open your arms out in a T, and then keep the legs in this exact shape, and you're just going to drop both your left knee over to the left and stamp the right sole of the foot down to the floor. With the right sole of the foot planted down to the floor, just gently move your right knee away from you. Very gentle twist. But if this is intense on your lower back or even your belly, what you can do is stack your right knee on top of the left, and don't worry about keeping that ankle cross. Little lift to your chin. Notice if you're holding any tension in your face here. And why stop at the face? Notice if you're holding any tension anywhere else in your body. And breathe a bit of space into that place. belly draws back in towards the spine. Inhale, lift both knees back up. Uncross the right leg, place the right sole of the foot down to the floor, cross the left ankle over top of the right knee, taking thread the needle on the other side. If you'd like something a little bit more powerful and strong, you can even hold the front of your right shin, but absolutely there is no obligation. Feel your shoulder blades melt down towards the floor. Send your breath into your outer left hip. Use that breath to unravel any tension there. With each inhale, just breathing in a little bit more spaciousness, a sense of cool, a sense of calm. And then as you exhale, breathing away any fire or any tightness holding on. Inhale, cool, calm breath. Exhale, away tension. Inhale, spaciousness. And then exhale, anything that's in there that you no longer need. Keep the legs in this shape. Just release the hands. Place the sole of the right foot down to the floor. Arms open in a T. Drop your knees over to the right so that the left sole of the foot plants down on the mat and your left knee just moves gently away from you. Feel the weight of your body supported by the earth. When we align our bones and our bodies in such a way that our muscles can truly begin to relax, that is ease. That is sukha. That is exactly where we're heading with the next few poses, to be fully supported and upheld by our bodies. And then scan the body, noticing tension, noticing any energy, maybe even a vibration that is in discord with the rest of your body, and breathe some space there. Without judgment. On your next exhale, lower belly draws in towards your spine. Lift both knees back up through center. Uncross the legs, place the sole of the left foot down to the floor. Draw both knees in towards your chest. And then you're going to take the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling for happy baby. So happy baby, believe it or not, is a restorative pose. So we've aligned our bones, aligned our body in this shape. We're using our hands to hold on to the outsides of our feet. And then now that we've conformed into this shape, we can just simply relax. Feel your lower legs, your outer hips just release here. Your shoulder blades soften down. Even allow your gaze to widen. Feel free to close your eyes. So our yoga practice, it's not about contorting our bodies into any specific shape or conforming our minds and kind of forcing them into a certain idea of where we should be at, or where the mind should be at. It is simply allowing a calmness to enter your body, so that your light can shine more fully. There's so many yoga poses, there's so many different forms of asana, of breath work, different yogi practices, but they all lead to the same place. It's just about finding what works for you. Release your feet. Bring the soles of your feet down to the floor. Roll onto your right side. And press yourself all the way up to seated. Open your legs wide apart. All 10 toes point up towards the ceiling. Take both hands in front of you, Upavishta Konasana. Walking your hands forward. So here, even feel free, you can bring your blanket underneath your hips. You can absolutely bend your knees slightly. If you have a block or something that can support your elbows, maybe even a chair that's close by, you can rest your elbows onto that chair and really make this a restorative fold. Which is another item in our toolbox. Our restorative poses are our way of signaling to the mind that we are ready to be present, we're ready to be here, but most importantly, we're ready to take care of ourselves. It's restorative poses, all about finding ease in the body. And something that you can do in your own time. It's as simple as that rolled up blanket that we placed underneath our chest as the very first pose today. You can use that as a way to nourish your body, nourish yourself, step back from any strong emotions. These things are available to you all the time. You don't need to be doing a 60-minute yoga class. I highly recommend it, but it's not necessary. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Come into a seated position. So Sukhasana, easy pose. You can grab your blanket or a pillow and sit up on it. I'd like to take a couple minutes to do a bit of mantra work. So that's another important aspect of your yogi toolbox that you can employ at any time. Rest your hands on your knees, take your gaze down to the floor, and softly close your eyes. Fill your belly up with your breath. And as you exhale, feel your spine grow longer. So a mantra can be just as simple as what you're hoping to bring into your life, or something that you'd like to reaffirm in your life, something that you already know is true, but sometimes you forget. So for me right now, all is well. So that is what I'm working with. If you have your own mantra you'd like to use, feel free, but I'm going to bring you through. It's really simple. You're at home, which is really nice because you can say it out loud, but feel free to repeat it to yourself in your head. Take a full breath in. On the exhale, all is well. If you're repeating it in your head, inhaling, all is well. Exhaling, all is well. All is well. All is well. Continue on your own, saying it once with the inhale, and then again with the breath out. My next mantra for the moment is, I am feel free to now use that or stick with the original mantra or your own. I am at peace. I am at peace. And then the last mantra is I am complete. I am complete. I am complete. The use of mantra is simply aligning our intention with our heart, speaking our attention, reaffirming our objective. I am complete. And then with your next exhale, let those words wash away, wash over you, and then move out to sea. Keeping your eyes closed, we're going to move into Shavasana. So if you would like to take your blanket or your roll and you can place it underneath the backs of your knees. So coming to lay down on your back, feet wide, arms out wide to the sides, palms face up, legs are supported. Shoulder blades draw underneath you. Shavasana. Allow any breath work to melt away. Allow your mantra, your affirmation to move, stay within you, but move from your consciousness. All the work that you've done today, let that go with your next exhale. The stretching, the strengthening, the alignment of the mind with every movement that you made, let that go. Here in your Shavasana, simply observing your breath. In this stillness, we invite a deep sense of awareness in. And that sense of awareness, shining that light on, is what invites the transformation in. So full circle from what we spoke of at the beginning of practice. So just inviting deep stillness. That is your only objective here. Being aware of that that's around you. Being fully aware of your body on the earth. Now, I invite you to stay in your Shavasana for another 5 minutes, if you have 5 minutes to spare. And my intention for you is that you can take any or all of these tools and sprinkle them into your daily life as you see fit.